She looks cute as hell. I love this woman. She.
Yeah, they're pushing her outside, but they look.
Huh?
Those who are out there.
Oh, sunbathing.
Oh yeah, there's some.
Yeah, it's chill.
But Kelly first.
Just setting up. We did some photos last night, and there was up for the cover of Truth Volume 2. That is Truth, A Whistleblower's Dare. It's one of my books. My first published copywritten book. It's been a little chaotic since I dropped that book, and but I'm in federal court right now with Dairyland Viking, Gina L. Sluga, which we'll touch on in the book a little bit. But that being said, I'm just setting up. I love the Purple Heart, and I had to have my big bro in there. You know what I mean? Like, that's just only blood brother that I actually really ever had, and he was amazing. He was amazing. Oh, and then this right here, boom. This little letter right there that my mom gave. Well, I guess I gave that to my mom like years ago. It was on her birthday. What year is that? October 27, 1987. 1987. And what's crazy is that, me and my siblings, we've had our little whatever, up and downs. But for me to run across a piece of paper that was left to me from 1987 in pristine condition, and that's and there's like 20 little poke holes in the top. That tells me something. It tells me that my mom had her little baby boy. She put she was real proud to hang that wherever the hell she could, apparently. I don't know. So I'm setting up. Again, hey, whoever's hi, how you doing? Whoever's jumping on. Truth, A Whistleblower's Dare, Volume 2. Today is going to be released. There we go. We're back. Oh, now. It's got double the page counts. I think it's 120 pages. I know these are big. My girls are gonna kill you. Yes. You got a cigarette? Yeah. The girls. My daughters are. They're like Hitler's. Like with me and Mama's health. But I'm blessed to even say that I even know them. So that being said, so I'm setting it up. I got multiple angles. I got audio, video, analog, digital, like always. But I do want to. Here, let me just. See, I'm staring at it right now. This is what chapter 8 right here. Just the formatting and stuff. Rogan, you're in there, bro. Brand, you're in there. And actually, neutral, really cool ways, dude. I live what you guys talk about, man. Which is unfortunate for us, I guess. For real. All the stuff that's systemic, all this and that you guys say that is wrong with America, or you know what? I haven't listened to you guys in a long time. That's what you guys were talking about. I'm assuming it's kind of probably the same thing still. I'm not sure. I will say that I'm probably the only American that has the proof right now. So, by the way, a plug. Truth, A Whistleblower's Dare is on Amazon. So is my other book, Markle versus the Machine, The Bureaucratic Execution of an American Family. That is on Amazon as well. I literally have no idea if I've sold the copy. People say they've read it, but I think I've checked it once and I didn't see any sales on it. Yeah. Maybe one person bought it and just started passing it around. I have no idea. I'm not doing this for that. I'm doing it because I think somewhere in this litigation that I'm in right now with these insurance companies, I think people have, and I submitted this to the federal court, Judge Cavalier last night. I was lectured. I was lectured of federal rules of civil procedure and Judge Coupoulier's his standing orders for how he conducts his courtroom. Which, dude, that's his courtroom, and he can conduct it however he wants. And I'm not an attorney, so I apologize. So I didn't apologize. I just addressed it last night in my filing that I will follow your rules, Your Honor. I will, absolutely. It's your court. You govern it how you see fit. I just ask one thing. Don't judge me. There's this thing called bifurcate. As I'm setting this up, I got so much to say, but it's all they're all done. But I figured volume 2 to True the Whistleblowers there would be fitting. But I address it in the book that I think that this litigation has kind of it's taken a turn, and it's focused more. The defense counsel is running on this accident and fault and their contractual obligations, which, well, in my opinion, in my arguments, and mine and Jessica's, by the way, I can't practice law, so I'm not her attorney. She works with me on all this. I've dismantled it. Bottom line, one of your key defendants, if you want, or your key witnesses, is an officer who took a woman across the border and did what he did. If you want to know more about it, get the book. It details it. Go look in Pacer. It's free to get an account. Go check it out. But so as I'm setting up these different platforms, my wife's been just hounding me like, Josh, I gotta get on all these different platforms, and they're yelling into a void. That's over. Like, look, you get into an accident, you pay for coverage for 20 years, full coverage, you never miss a beat. And you get into an accident where you're seatbelted passenger. I was seatbelted. I was seatbelted passenger. About 300 or 400 pounds of rare silver and slabs and stuff were behind my seat. My Harley Davidson was in the back of the truck. It was destroyed. Brand new, 10,000 pound rated straps snapped. And and they blame the accident on your wife. Now on the surface, I guess that technically most people's minds would go that route. But I was there and I saw it and I know what happened, and to have to deal with it and all the retaliation, just this stuff that went with it was really unfair, I think, to me. Very to me. Unbelievably unfair to my wife. I mean, can you imagine watching your husband fly away to a hospital and get with that, removed organs and stuff and all that stuff. It details it later, and you should check out the book. But watching that happen and then getting taken from a complete stranger to a tow yard. Why? When you're sitting on the back of an ambulance in a video that's obviously not supposed to exist but is now in the federal docket. How to get taken to a tow yard to retrieve your belongings, which the police report just doesn't mention any belongings. It doesn't even mention the Harley Davidson. It's retrieve your belongings, which were hundreds of pounds, thousands of rare silver, gold, numismatic discovery. That's what our business was. It kind of, I hope, still will be. To grab that stuff and be taken by an officer of the law from one state out of his jurisdiction into another and dropped off in a parking lot in the back. Not even to the valet, dude, not even the valet. And have to hitchhike. Have to hitchhike 60 miles to get to a hospital, just where I'm at. I remember getting wheeled out of surgery, and I see Jessica with all these, the rolling cooler and duffel bags and stuff, and she looked like she was exhausted. I'm like, "What's up, baby?" Like, and I got tubes down my throat. I'm like, "What's up?" And she didn't tell me until later what happened. Like 2 weeks, it took her to tell me that. Imagine what you would feel if you found out that your wife was taken across the border and dumped like she was trash. And then the people that did it, the person who did it, the defense counsel wants to rely on their statement, that police report, the one that says that he took her nowhere. And over the last 22 months, I'm not ashamed to say I've been evicted four times now. 4, illegally, 100%. I'm not embarrassed about anything. We did nothing wrong. So, I'm not gonna go on a tangent, okay? I gotta set up these cameras. I just figured jumping on YouTube and just, public. Look, my cards are on the table. Judge Cavoulier, and I think, there's the magistrate judge. I'm sorry, like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I'm doing my best though, I'm doing my best. I hope you liked my filings last night. I hope we can take the focus off of this accident. I think that me and my investigation and my work has just kind of just dismantled that police report. I mean, it's a work of fiction. In my opinion, that's for the honorable judges to make their decisions. But I think that's what I've done. So we can take it off the accident because you didn't give, the defense counsel filed a motion to bifurcate. Bifurcation means, I had to learn this literally. When I heard the word, I had to put Gina L. Sluga, a named defendant now, on hold on our, I think it's Rule 26 phone call for our discovery schedule. I had to put her on hold and literally look up the word bifurcation. I'm like, what is that? And it turns out bifurcation is this. Bifurcation is splitting up the allegations, okay? I've formally accused them of rape, manipulation, consumer fraud, intentional infliction of emotional distress, there's a series of things. And the defense counsel they filed a motion to bifurcate. And what that is, from my understanding, it's just my research, it is splitting it up. She wants to focus on the car accident. She says that in the car accident, I might as well do this. In the car accident, if in the car accident, if there's no more contractual obligations owed to the plaintiffs, us, well, then they can't be guilty of bad faith, which comes with serious stuff. Which is like punitive damages. It opens. It's Pandora's box is what it really is. It really is. It's really Pandora's box. So that being said, the judge denied their bifurcation. So which means we can do what? We can focus everything on everything as a whole. The judge says, you know what? Hey, the consumer fraud and this accident and the fault, what he's accusing you guys, we need to see the whole picture. And so that being said, I've dismantled, in our opinion, with the evidence that I've submitted, under penalty of perjury. I hope that still means something because I'm sure you're going to hold me accountable to it if I lie. Under the penalty of perjury, the things that we say are true. So if the things that we say are true, then that the accident and your guys' obligations, you guys had contractual obligations. You guys had no investigation, duty to preserve, just duty to defend, duty for proper investigation, a lot of different little things. I might be just going off on a tangent, but we get to focus on one other thing. And what that other thing is this: consumer fraud, rate manipulation, reliance on false data, third-party data aggregators, data brokers. And now, the reason I bring that up is because my accident and Jessica's accident is one individual accident. That's just one of many, many, many thousands and thousands and thousands, there might be problem, thousands and thousands of accidents every day. So when I went into this, statistically, the doctor said I lost 7 to 10 years off my life. Okay. That was a hard pill to swallow, man. It sucked. you know, what am I gonna do? Like, what's Jess gonna do? Like, you know, how hard is she? You know, this, that, and the other. It was really, really tough to even swallow that pill. And this fight, this litigation is really, really hurt. But when the judge denied their motion for bifurcation, what he told me, and he told them as well, is that no, you don't get to focus on just the car accident and your liability and in that aspect. What you get to do is we get to see the whole picture. And I've been leading up to this. It's consumer fraud, rate manipulation, reliance on third-party data brokers, and bad information. Now, what does that really mean? Why do you care? Why does the American people, why should you even care? Why do you care about anything? Well, it's because if it affects your life, well, then you probably would like to know, right? So, best analogy I can give you is this. Last place we were at, a guy goes door to door. I used to do that for a long time. I trained a lot of sales, crews around the country. And so I always opened up the door for the sales guy, right? And it was a Cox guy. It was Cox mobile, whatever, internet. And so, I listened to people's pitches. If I can help them, I can help them. I've trained a lot of people. I ended up getting the service. So I have a guy come in and he runs everything. And he, what he does is he tells me that there's some kind of something on a bill for 7 years and 3 months on my wife's account, something. And and I recorded it, obviously I recorded almost everything, as long as it's lawful. And so he tells me that it's gonna be $50. It's gonna be $50. I said, okay. And I was gonna pay it regardless, right? So, we needed the internet. It is what it is, and so almost 100% of people would pay the $50. Probably 100%. But he happened to knock on the wrong door. Not the wrong door, he still got the sale. But I didn't have to pay the $50, and I'll explain why. And it has to do so much with this case, it's ridiculous. Now, Jessica's blasted and stained in the background, but it's okay. So, that $50, how many of you, please let me know in the comments, how many of you need internet, you just moved into a place, and the dude's like, hey man, there's this thing on your credit, it's, whatever, however long it is, it's gonna be $50 deposit, whatever, but we can have you set up in 5 minutes. You pay it, right? That's what I've always done. So, but being in the situation that I'm in and the reliance on false data. Now, what is false data? It's your credit reports, right? It's credit. It's hey, you didn't pay this bill at this point, and it's your life, whatever. So, hold on 1 second. I got to tell her to turn it down just a smidgen. She rocks out when she's doing what she's doing. Hang tight. 1 sec. You guys can enjoy the purple hearts and stuff. Okay. Gotta get my Sour Patch Kids. All right. So, third-party data brokers. So there's these companies called like LexisNexis, Clue, TransUnion, Equifax. These are credit reporting companies, right? So say you go to buy a car. Go to one lot, and the guy says, you want to buy this, I don't know, this LS 460 Lexus, and your credit came back, your deposit's going to be this much, right? You're like, wow, that's more than I thought. And then you say, okay, well, maybe you talk to your wife. Oh, we can't afford that. Okay, let's go down the street. You go to another place. And they say, well, this is on your credit, but we can get you in for this much. And you're like, okay. And you're excited because guess what? The deposits, your monthly payment's lower. Monthly payment's lower. What is that? That is what they're doing when they do that. They run your credit. Okay, when they run your credit is your credit, right? I mean, you have no control over that except for whether you pay your bills or not. If they report. Now, reason I bring that up and I'm looping it back in is this. Now, if you go to one car lot and they run your credit report, you go to another car lot and they run your credit report. Those two pieces of paper have to match identically. They need to, legally. From the research, hey man, for all I know, I'm completely wrong. I'm no lawyer, make that very clear. But now what happens when you're in a car accident? Now, I was seatbelted passenger, remember that. That's very important. I was the complete victim of this whole thing. Sitting in a fully covered rental, okay? Fully covered Harley in the back, tons and tons and tons of rare silver and gold and shit behind my seat. So I have no liability in this whole thing. Now what happens when insurance companies say, no, your wife is at fault? And I said, well, I get it. She hit a vehicle from behind. She's dead. That's exactly what happened on the surface. Now, if you could dig in a little bit more, because I was there, what really actually happened was, I opened my eyes to a scream. And what I saw after that scream, I opened my eye, I see a semi-truck that we're following, violently getting out of a lane that we were all in far right, violently getting out, like almost tipping over, to miss hitting something. Okay. What was in front of it? Well, that's right, it was another semi-truck in a dead stop. Now, you gotta ask yourself, okay, at that point, who's at fault? Now, did my wife hit somebody from behind? Yes, that is a fact. That is a fact. I'm not disputing that. But what I am disputing is that there was another vehicle that stopped in front of her. Now, looping that back around to consumer fraud. Okay. Now, the police report, obviously, it's a work of fiction. The officer who authored it, obviously, you know what's coming. No threats, nothing like that, just accountability. But that police report that you authored was a work of fiction. It made it look like my wife was actually at fault. Not cited, not taken anywhere, though she was taken somewhere. No Harley was on there. But what it did is it put into play an algorithm. And as I was so graciously afforded the advice last night, I guess you'd say, which I am going to take it as advice. Thank you, Gina, for Judge Cavalier's standing orders on AI, because I misspelled your name. Talk to text there's an E instead of an I, Gina. I have to correct that every time. It's kind of a pain in the butt. But it is what it is. Thank you. Now I'm very aware of Judge Cavalier's his standing orders for his court proceedings. So, why does that matter in consumer fraud? Well, the company that it's Markle versus Dairyland. You can type it into Google; it pops right up. It's a very knockdown, drag-out case, but the defense relies really heavily on, at first, Jessica's 100% at fault. She was at fault for the accident. Based on the police report, blah, 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 blah. That's one of their witnesses, right? Well, if that's, if that was true, well, I mean, then the falsification of that document, I mean, that's finding a government document. You guys were lying about what happened in 2026 is what I'm getting at. And the defense counsel, maybe I'm giving you a big old target to put on my back, or maybe I'm not. I know one thing I'm helping the American people right about now. In 2026, a year, like 16, 17 months after that accident, you know what I did? I needed insurance again. I thought to myself, self? There's no way Dairyland will let me get insurance with them. No way. No, hell no, right? No way. They've been blaming Jessica, they're at fault. I got cease and desist letters and this, that, and the other that I put right up on the homepage, that whatever. I'm like, there's no way that they'll let me actually make it through and get insurance with these people, right? No way. That'd be absurd. So I throw up 5 or 6 cameras around, and so I attempted. I literally didn't think I was going to get it. So I go through the process, and it comes up to $201 and like 8 cents, something like that, for an 09 Lexus LS 460. And I'm like, it's not, I ain't paid yet. They ain't gonna let me through, there's no way. And the very next screen, now I entered in the accidents that happened, right? I obviously put Jessica was not at fault because she wasn't. By that time, the Dauber compliant crash analysis had been done, all these things. So I entered in, I just told the truth. That's what we do here at the Markle Camp. We tell the truth. And I'd be gosh darned, it lets me through. What it did spark something that's why it's so for the American people right now. That very next page came up to $458. So I think it was 131% rate increase. Now, it wasn't because of Jessica being at fault for that October 11, 2024 accident. It wasn't. What it was for an August 4th claim from 2025. So I had to think. And then, and then April 30th, 2025, I gotta remember that one. That one was, I laid down my Harley, man. It was road construction, it was night. They detoured us, it was city. The lady, Geico even said it wasn't my fault, but forget about that one. The August 4th one, it was really interesting. Because somebody broke into our car. So that was a vandalism claim. That was vandalism. Yet Dairyland, their internal servers showed that was my fault. That was an at fault claim for me. I thought to myself, how the hell is that even possible, right? But what did I do? Oh, and it shows right on there, Jessica, not at fault for the 10/11/2024. So what do? Well, I paid for the shit. I bought it. Why did I do that? Why would I do that? Defense counsel knows why I would do that. I'm sure the C-suite knows why I did that too. I needed that receipt. I needed proof that I purchased a policy based on false data. Now, what did I do after that? I'll tell you what I did. I reached out to, I won't mention the names right here, I won't do that. But I reached out to the executives. I reached out to their internal counsel. And I informed them. I said, hey, I sent them screenshots. I didn't send them video and stuff like that, but screenshots, receipts, stuff like that. And I said, look, you've been denying Jessica, your policy holder, first and foremost. She was the policy holder, not me. You've been denying her for months and months and months and months for rightful benefits. and saying that she was at fault for that accident. But your internal servers say that she wasn't. I purchased the policy. I sent it to their insurance counsel. I got to see another cease and desist. Okay. Whatever. What that meant to me was dig a little deeper, Josh, because what's happening is absolute nonsense. So what did I do? Well, hells, bells, and cocker shells, as my mom would always say. What did I do? I went and got another policy. I thought, okay, well, I've sent them proof. You know, I don't know why they're not fixing it. I mean, maybe I'm sure they'll fix it. You know, whatever. So I needed insurance on a Harley. So what did I do? This time I was set up my cameras and everything, audio, video, all that stuff, and I called in. As I was going through the port, and well, it's a 35-minute and 17-second call. I think that's what it is. It's in the federal docket right now. But I go from beginning to end with a representative from Dairyland. And this representative too, he beat around the bush about the price for this motorcycle policy for a good 5-10 minutes. And he was super cool, dude. Josh, his name's Josh as well. Josh, dude, you were amazing. You're an amazing rep. You just told the truth. You just went by what you know. But he felt so bad, dude, about the price he was going to tell me. Now, you got to understand, I've had 3 Harley Davidsons on one policy, and I paid $63 right before the accident. It was like $60 for all 3, full coverage. This gentleman felt so bad to tell me that my insurance for one Harley Davidson was going to be $75. And I'm not even sure if that was full coverage. I've never. But he was so cool, and Judge Cavalier and defense counsel, everybody, you guys can, and hey, it's public record now. The reason I bring this up so much and I emphasize this because that's reliance on false data. Because if Jessica's not at fault, you know what he said, that kid Josh? I hope you like Rocket Money, dude. That app I was telling you about, man. Dude, it tells you all the little subscriptions and stuff that cost you all that money. We talked about that for a minute too. But anyways, he confirmed super. I made him triple check. He's like, Josh, we have no record of Jessica being at fault for this October 11, 2024 accident. None. It's literally not in our system. We are not charging for that. It's customer entered. You must have entered it. I did. I entered it because I was telling the truth. We were in that accident, so she wasn't at fault. He goes, dude, we're not charging for it. She's not at fault. I'm sorry to say, bro, it's you, man. I said, what are you talking about? That's August 4th, 2025, that claim is. I said, but no, I think that's banned. At the end of the day, I kind of knew what was going on. I needed reassurance of what is really going on, what's really actually going on. And well, turns out Jessica, my wife, Jessica, who everybody's been blaming for this accident, knocking 7 to 10 years off my life, the one that I knew didn't cause the accident, well, in their internal servers, their internal reps, I got 5 recorded calls. I have a quote as of July 28th, 2 weeks ago. Jessica's not at fault in their system. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is obviously I'm dropping my book, Truth, the Whistleblowers Dare Volume 2. I'm toying with I'm just tightening up a few little things. The subtitle, I'm thinking of rolling with something like weaponized absurdity, the execution of justice utilizing false data. I think that maybe it's a work in progress. It'll be dropped today. Point being is this, guys. False data, AI is so new, and I don't think that these entities that I'm in litigation with are going to be in litigation with, or we're in talks right now. I don't think they really understand something. I get it. I get it. AI is so new. It's a bright, shiny toy. And if I was a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate company and this bright, shiny toy came out that I could just say, okay, look, we want to make record-breaking profits, this every quarter. And I could just type that into an algorithm and it did it. It'd be all over it. It'd be all over it. But there's a problem there, especially in the insurance industry. Is that when you do that, where do you think it's getting that profit from? Now, either you're stealing customers, not stealing, you're aggregating or you're acquiring, your acquisition numbers are through the roof from other companies. You're taking customers from other companies, which, hey, that's capitalism. A baby boom happened. People got seriously bad at driving and you had to increase rates. Or you're denying claims on a record-breaking level, or delaying them, or whatever it is. I'm not gonna say sit and act like I know everybody's anything. I'm just saying that from my research, my wife was never at fault. I know that, you guys know that. Apparently so does your internal servers. So does your reps, so does your paperwork. Because what did I do that day again? I bought the policy. I bought it. Why would I do that? Well, here's the receipt. So, I'm in discussions right now with some entities, and look, I've sacrificed everything. I have no Harleys. We're down to one car that's actually broken down right now. I've leveraged about $750,000 in rare and numismatic coins, and I did it for pennies because I wanted to make sure I could get it back, really easily. And look, I didn't got to be here. The doctor said what they said. I've been in the hospital 21 times. Rushed by ambulance, most of them I think like 19 or something like that. Jessica's been rushed, I think 11. And there's so many patterns that I put together, and my work will live on, I know it will, but it looks like I might make it through. So I'm asking American people one question. If you pay your premiums, if you pay your bills, and you're a seatbelt passenger, you get into a head-on with a semi. Should you walk away broke, homeless, no Harleys, no cars, no money in the bank, $1 million in medical debt, it's destroyed the leverage. We pay for coverage. I don't know if that's the case. Is it okay for an officer of the law to take a woman injured in the same accident they got you cut open, across the border into another state, drop her off, and then falsify the document, and say, I didn't take it nowhere. She wouldn't take it nowhere. She will seek own aid. Is it okay for that officer to put no digital media when digital media shows digital media there? I literally have that digital media. I uploaded it to the federal docket. Is it okay for people to rely on his word? Is his word trustworthy? And is it okay for false data to increase the premiums or deposits for vehicles or homes or mortgages? Is it okay for that to be sold? Because what it is these companies, they grab a hold of your data, your credit reports, this, that, and then people, car dealerships, cell phone companies, they buy those reports. They have to pay for those. They have to pay a monthly service, or they pay each time. Or sometimes you got to pay for your own credit report. Is it okay for them to sell false data? Is that okay? Or is that consumer fraud? pose that question to the American people. I'm not here to adjudicate anything. I'm not here to accuse anybody of anything that hasn't been adjudicated on. I can just say what my experience is. And my experience is this. My accident and Jessica's accident done me a whole hill of beans. Money will come, money will go. Or it won't, okay? I accepted that I died that day. A piece of me did. I'm sure a piece of Jessica did too. I'm sure a piece of a lot of people did that day. But the one thing that I can do is I can share my work with people. Me and Jessica need to be made whole. We need to be able to see doctors properly, get proper medical care, and our stable housing. We've never had an eviction in our life, never. How does a person? This is in my book actually. How does a person getting evicted, literally evicted, on camera, load $250,000 worth of rare inventory into a goddamn cooler and wheel it out of a place that they just got evicted in? Am I just bad with money? Is that what it is? Or is it that I got told some bad advice? I guess it was good advice, but bad. Beginning of this whole thing, when I realized that my lawyers weren't going to do anything. And it was, had to become more expensive to fight than to settle, which makes no sense to me. But sorry about the cursing, Dad. I'm trying. Had to become more expensive to fight than to settle. Okay, I think I became a little bit too expensive to settle. The reason that, in my opinion, this is my opinion, that these entities don't want to settle with me right now is one reason. It's one word, just word. Precedent. I become too expensive to fight and too expensive to settle. Any settlement with me right now is and will set precedent. Because I'm pro se. Which means that every single red-blooded American man, woman, any gender, whatever you identify with, I guess these days, well, they'll see that the machine, yeah, it can blink. It takes a lot. You gotta be willing to give everything up. And I promise you it will take everything. But, I'm under Rule 408 right now. It's just conversations, settlement talks, and they're confidential. But I will say that I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. And I don't want to be talking about insurance law, not insurance, bad faith. I don't want to be talking about this shit forever. You know, it's fucking crazy. I would like to spend the rest of my time that I have left with my wife. My dogs, open up the Marcos Miracles, Costa Rica dream that we had, the dog sanctuary down there. But the book is dropping today. It's turned into a really long video, and I guess I just needed to talk, you know, and well, I guess I've said all I have to say. To Defense Counsel, I hope to hear from you by 5 today. I hope to, I really do. God. Yeah, it'd be nice to stop talking about you guys, or writing about this whole stupid. Be nice to move on. And to the other entities involved, the ones that send me requests for demand letters, monetary, this, that, and the other. I've sent it. I'm very aware that I'm 2 days shy of 2 months left of my statute of limitation. So, very aware of that. I hope you are too. So, I really do hope everybody has a great day. Kind of turned a little weird there. I don't know, maybe she was playing some weird stuff. But I woke up to like Five Finger Death Punch. I'm a little bit off today. It was a great song. So I felt really, really good, and I knew that I'd be releasing the book today. So have a great day. It's beautiful out, it's beautiful. Look forward to talking to my daughters today. Talking to some other people too. rock and roll. I gotta jump in and I gotta finish the whole formatting and all that stuff, and the final pictures and just added stuff. Right, later gang.